Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, Autobiography of a Yogi, a creation by Paramahansa Yogananda. Autobiography of a Yogi, 1946, is a profound and uplifting portrayal of the life of Paramahansa Yogananda, who was a prominent ambassador of yoga from India to the Western world. Within this remarkable book, Yogananda shares his experiences with revered gurus, swamis, saints, and ethereal beings, all of whom guided him in his quest to bring together the East and West in their devotion to a single divine entity. This unification is achieved through the practice of Kriya Yoga, which is both personal and rooted in scientific principles. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Paramahansa Yogananda was an Indian yogi, monk, and spiritual teacher who introduced Kriya Yoga to countless followers in America and the Western world. In order to advance his mission, he established the Self-Realization Fellowship, which currently oversees more than 500 temples, ashrams, and meditation centers across the globe. Among his literary contributions are notable works such as The Yoga of Jesus, The Science of Religion, and Living Fearlessly. With 5 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, discover the captivating journey of the individual who introduced Kriya Yoga to the Western world and delve into the enthralling universe it encompasses. Kriya Yoga, a form of yoga that aims to unite spiritual and material aspects of various religions, is introduced in this blink to Autobiography of a Yogi. The book holds great significance for many, including Steve Jobs, who cherished it and even ordered 500 copies for his funeral guests. The story takes us back to the early 20th century, where we meet Paramahansa Yogananda, who is chosen to bring Kriya Yoga to America after being mentored by great prophets of the past and present. Key idea number 1. This brief summary delves into the early life, mysterious encounters, and the intriguing amulet of destiny. Mukunda, a young boy with a prophetic gift, predicted that he would develop a boil on his arm, which later came true. He believed his destiny was to become a famous yogi, and his journey started with the prophecy of a guru named Lahiri Mahasaya. Mukunda received healing and visions from the guru's picture, and even displayed strange abilities like willing kites to come to him. Before Lahiri Mahasaya's passing, he promised Mukunda's mother an amulet for her son, which would appear in her hand at the right time. Mukunda embraced the idea of a believer-guru discipleship and sought enlightenment in the Himalayas, but was held back by invisible forces. Eventually, he received the amulet and knew it would lead him to his guru and his yogic destiny. Key idea number 2. The discipleship of Swami Sri Yukteswar is a profound spiritual journey that imparts profound wisdom and guidance. Through disciplined practices and teachings, disciples are led towards self-realization and a deep connection with the divine. Swami Sri Yukteswar's teachings emphasize the balance between spiritual and worldly responsibilities, guiding disciples to live harmoniously in both realms. Ultimately, the discipleship cultivates a transformative path towards inner peace, enlightenment, and union with the divine. Mukunda cherished his amulet, but it mysteriously disappeared. While searching, he encountered his guru, Sri Yukteswar Giri, and their connection was immediate. Under Sri Yukteswar's mentorship, Mukunda learned about personal union with God through Kriya Yoga and the significance of the human drama. Sri Yukteswar defied tradition but remained devoted to the search for absolute truth. He emphasized the practice of Kriya Yoga as a means to establish fellowship with God, regardless of religious background. The yogi's responsibility is to guide seekers toward repentance and self-mastery, leading them to samadhi and the ultimate spiritual experience. In essence, samadhi brings pure bliss, divine presence, and a profound connection with the infinite. Key idea number 3. Yogananda, an Indian spiritual leader, takes his oath and officially becomes a member of the esteemed Swami order. Yogananda was a devoted seeker of God who grew restless during his education at the ashram. After multiple failed attempts, he finally made a pilgrimage to the Himalayas, where he had a vision of the future headquarters of the Self-Realization Fellowship. Through years of discipleship, he developed extraordinary abilities such as telepathy, understanding nature, communicating with animals, and even materializing living cells. He could also prophesy and experience bliss through union with God. His teachers always marveled at how he managed to excel academically with inexplicable interventions. With his mind stimulated and ready, Yogananda was now prepared for his mission to bridge the East and West. Key idea number 4. The yogi engages in missionary work, spreading the teachings of yoga and its profound benefits to others. Through their dedicated efforts, they strive to bring peace, well-being, and spiritual awakening to individuals around them, guiding them towards a harmonious and fulfilled life. Ultimately, the yogi's mission is to uplift humanity by sharing the wisdom of yoga and inspiring others to embark on a path of self-discovery and enlightenment. Sri Yukteswar questioned Yogananda about coping with old age without family companionship. Yogananda focused on self-realization and God with a dislike for organizational work. However, his guru reminded him that his self-realization was thanks to the teachings of generous masters. This inspired Yogananda to start a boys' school in Ranchi, teaching spirituality, academics, and meditation. The idea spread, and he opened more schools. When invited to the International Congress of Religious Liberals in Boston, Yogananda faced a language barrier but overcame it with the wisdom of his teachers. He stayed in the West for 15 years, giving lectures, writing books, and initiating people into Kriya Yoga. After much effort, he finally built the temple he had envisioned in Kashmir. Today, the Self-Realization Fellowship has over 500 centers worldwide, with its headquarters in Los Angeles. Key idea number 5. The topic discusses the Western saints and explores the idea of a union between the East and West. In 1492, Columbus's voyage to America marked a significant moment in the karmic connection between East and West. Centuries later, Paramahansa Yogananda arrived in America and united mystics through his interactions and exchange of ideas. He founded the East-West magazine and formed connections with influential figures like Luther Burbank, a renowned botanist who admired Yogananda's teachings. Yogananda also visited Therese Neumann in Europe, a stigmatist and healer with extraordinary abilities. Immersed in her experiences, he then traveled to Palestine to trace Jesus' path. Back in India, Yogananda met Mahatma Gandhi and initiated him into Kriya Yoga. Reflecting on India's caste system, he criticized how birth and inheritance had distorted its original purpose. Finally, upon his return to America, Yogananda discovered a surprise. His followers had quietly built a beautiful ashram in Encinitas, overlooking the eastern horizon. In conclusion, Paramahansa Yogananda's lifelong spiritual quest led him to find his guru and fulfill a prophecy by spreading the message of Kriya Yoga in the West. Along his journey, he met both Western and Eastern yogis and established the Self-Realization Fellowship, which continues to impact millions of people. The ancient practice of Kriya Yoga not only connects individuals to the divine, but also fosters unity among diverse faiths. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.